Out of all the places for the ship to crash after escaping an asteroid field, it just had to be on one of the coldest planets around. So now the two Ventrexians were waiting for it to be repaired. And Gary was especially hating this wait. He didn't have as thick a fur as his partner, so he was even colder during the wait. Hey, Avocado? Maybe we could see if anyone lives here, and maybe they could help, Gary suggested. Avocado sighed.
Babe, we don't even know if anyone lives here, let alone if they're hostile or not. So, I think it would be best if we just waited out here.
He stopped when he turned to his partner, only to be met with footprints in the snow.
Damn it, Gary!
The Ventrexian hadn't even been walking that long, and he wished he'd just stayed back at the ship. It was a hell of a lot colder out here, and because of this never-ending blizzard, he could hardly see a thing, including the cliff he was about to walk over. He yelped when he stepped onto nothing but air and attempted to stand on the solid ground, only to fall the opposite direction from his flaming, sending him down the cliff. He hit almost everything that came by him. That, or the cliff was throwing everything at him. Either way, he kept going down, until he fell into the rapid river. The Ventrexian tried his best to stay at the water's surface, but it was a pointless effort. Each time he would get close to it, the rapids would pull him back under. Despite it, he tried desperately, even after it had pulled him under the last time. He only stopped when he hit a submerged boulder, knocking the remaining breath out of him. From then on, it all started to go black. The last thing Gary saw was the silhouette approaching him.
Gary. Come on, babe. Come on, babe. Please wake up for me. Please wake up for me.
The first thing Gary could do once he had come into his senses was be taken over by a coughing fit, attempting to remove all the water that was forced into his lungs.
Thank God, babe.
Avocado. He carefully set the other up.
You scared the shit out of me. I thought it was too late.
After a minute, Gary's coughing eased slightly.
Sweetheart, you alright?
Gary nods, obviously lying. He had scrapes and bruises all over him from that fall, and he was still freezing. And now he was soaking wet, just to make matters worse.
Come on, you're so bad at that, babe. I could see you're miserable.
Gary looked up at him with an opposing look before he tried getting onto his feet.
Alright. Take it slow, hon. Slowly.
Avocado said as he helped the boy to his feet, only having to catch him when his leg gave out on him.
Whoa, I got you, babe. I got you.
Gary bared his fangs, trying to fight back the pain that flared up in his right foot. How far is this ship? He managed to whimper out. Avocado looked around, realizing he didn't know. He did manage to spot a small cave at the edge of their view. They'd probably have to bunker down in there for a bit.
Okay, babe. Babe, do you think you can make it over there?
Gary looked up weakly, It seems so close, yet so far. Avocado just lifted the Ventrexian into his arms and made it their way over. Avocado peered into the cave, making sure that nothing was already occupying it. When the coast seemed to be clear, he rushed the other inside. He brought his ailing partner to the deepest part of the cavern, hoping to protect him from the cold somewhat better. At this point, he wasn't sure if he was shivering from the cold, the shock, or the pain. Speaking of, he needed to see how bad it was.
Okay, babe. I need to see how bad you're hurt, so just let me know if I hit a bad spot, okay?
Gary nods. Avocado turned to the other's leg. Even if he hadn't watched it give out on him, he would be able to tell which it was, since it was swollen a bit more than the other. He began to gently apply pressure to different points on it. It didn't take long for him to find the spot. He knew because Gary reacted with a painful whimper, even though he tried to hide it. This was both good and bad. Good, because Gary clearly felt it, so it was most likely a sprain and not a fracture. Bad, because it seemed like a bad sprain.
Alright, baby. Lucky you, I think it's just a sprain.
Oh. It hurts like hell. Gary groaned softly.
I know, babe. I gotta prop this ankle of yours up. Could I use your arm too?
He nods. Avocado unlatched the restraints on his partner's metal arm, disconnecting it, and then he sets it under the sprain.
There we go here. Is that comfortable?
As much as it can be, I guess. Avocado sighed, finally having a bit of relief. He scoots back to his partner's side.
Now we're just gonna have to wait and see if you can find us out here.
Avocado knew that Gary was thinking hard about something. I'm sorry. I'm such a klutz. Avocado sighed before responding.
No, baby. This isn't you being a klutz. Nobody could see like a few feet in front of them in that weather.
Gary was quiet, just mumbling a bit as he shivered. Avocado wrapped his arms around his lover, hoping to warm him up. I should have just faded back into the ship like you said. Avocado caressed the other's cheek.
I get it. You just wanted to see if it would help get us out of this frozen hellhole. You knew it was risky, but you took the chance anyway. And that's my Care Bear.
He said softly, kissing the other's head.
Normally, I would recommend you getting your clothes off, but I think it's just way too cold.
He said with a slight chuckle.
Shut up.
Gary couldn't help but laugh as well. He totally would have gone with it if it weren't so damn cold. Next time, Kit Kat. Avocado just planted more kisses onto the other, nuzzling him gently, which made Gary feel just a bit warmer. Avocado? Avocado, are you there? Hughes' voice echoed off the cave walls from the Ventrexian's receiver.
Hugh! Thank God. Are you airborne yet?
Avocado perked up a bit, startled by him interrupting their session. Not that he was mad or anything. Yes, have you managed to find...
Yes. He's in rough shape. Can you track us down and pick us up? There's no way in hell you can walk on this sprain he's got.
Avocado said, looking down at him. On my way.
Thanks, Hugh.
He sighed before closing the transmission. He looked down at the other Ventrexian, noticing the tiredness in his eyes.
No, hey, baby. Baby, you gotta stay awake for me, okay?
Still groggy, Gary nodded slightly, though he was clearly still nodding off. When a big puff of snow blew into the cave, Avocado knew that their chariot awaited.
Alright, Gibber, let's get out of here.
He was horrified when he didn't get the slightest response.
Babe? Babe? Baby?
Nothing. Avocado? Are you there?
Hugh, get the medbay ready, now!
He lifted the limp Ventrexian into his arms before rushing out and onto the ship. Avocado sat next to his unconscious partner. He had gotten his wet clothes off and replaced them with warmed up and dry ones. He also was keeping his metal arm off for the time being. And also had him wrapped in a blanket and a warm cloth on his head and neck. All that he was trying to keep cold was his sprained ankle, which had an ice pack wrapped onto it. So now it was just a matter of time of waiting for him to wake up. No matter how long he would have to wait, Avocado wouldn't leave his mate's side for anything. It wasn't until the late hours of the night that Gary had begun to stir awake. His voice was raspy and barely above a whisper, due to the water forced into his lungs before.
Hey, sweetheart.
Avocado said softly as he caressed the other's hand.
How you feeling?
Gary sat up a little. Could be worse. Or better. He coughed.
Yeah. You really scared me there. I thought for a moment that
He paused, fighting back his emotions.
I thought I lost you.
Gary coughs a bit more before smiling slightly. Thank you for coming for me. Avocado smiled as he raised the other's hand and planted a kiss on its still a bit chilly surface.
Anything for you.